analytic work and teaching analysis and understanding what it is to be an analytic thinker. So beginning analysis I have as stair 3. Analysis of information can be done quickly if students learn to process and organize vital information into categories. Clustering information into dates, names, or any other categories of closest scrutiny is advised. Students should plug the information directly into a computer and create broad headlines to identify the clusters. Literature students can cluster language and artistic movements in philosophical, political eras. Now the analyst must see emerging patterns that might be germane to the formation of a general thesis statement. I do not encourage my students to begin to formulate any type of thesis until they have collected and analyzed the facts and formulated an unbiased voice and point of view that responds accurately to the information. It is essential that the analyst disposes of innate or learned prejudices and does not let a reactive mind influence reason. Remember, no thesis statement prior to the start of research, because you don't know what you've got till you've got it. So it's important that students gather a diverse array of data from contradictory sources. Information collected early stimulates writers to form a tentative thesis and tends to blur the importance of contradictory viewpoints, very much like this picture that I had in my book. So cognitive processing of information can be difficult. It is essential to encourage writer-analysts to delineate assumptions and chains of inference, while also particularizing the degree and source of the uncertainty involved in conclusions. Writer-analysts create an analytic reality via sensory input that is mediated by processes that involve selection and disposal, organizational clustering, and designation of meanings. Analysts need to understand that human cognitive lenses are disrupted by mindsets, mental archetypes, prejudices, or analytic assumptions, all the educational and cultural baggage we bring to the writing table. Richard Hewer identifies several types of biases that can disrupt analytic processing. People construct simplified models of reality not applicable to complex problems. Motivational biases come from our ambitions and fears, influencing our judgment. Cultural biases predispose judgments in line with our heritage. Perceptual biases construct rather than record reality. This impedes accuracy of perceptions. Cognitive biases influence how an analyst estimates probability, evaluates evidence, and attributes causality. And now I think I'll go to directing analysis, but let me have a sip of, this is Diet Pepsi. Thank you. Directing analysis. This is stair 4 of my 12-step program. A good technique used to cluster information is an exercise in divergent-convergent thinking. And I have an appendix with the full exercise, which is going to be a team project. So divide the classroom into teams and let them develop data and source clusters based on information they already know about the world. Students must be presented with a problem to solve. What are the logical connections between what evidence the writer-analyst gathered and what information is disposed of, either because it doesn't make sense or derives from a biased source? Is there an imbalance in thought, emotion, or facts that makes the writer discount such information? Is the analytic writer in control of her biases that may skew data disposal? Didn't Bakhtin say I could ignore whatever voices I wanted? It is essential that analysis be directed away from political, class, gender, race, sexual biases, for that will slant the analysis in favor of personal beliefs. This might fly against decade-old theories that encourage writers to embrace their personal differences. This is a useful analytic technique in creative and more artistic writing classes, but university demographics prove the majority of students need professional and business writing skills that require unbiased analysis. Analysis is not about the me. A good analyst must be an impartial judge of accurate information and not be swayed by cultural constructions. So I see our writing departments expanding in analytic professional writing. And then I see Appendix 11 for a sample of political analysis in the early stages of writing a report, which is one of mine. Analysts must also shy away from groupthink and be able to present their ideas without fear of political repercussions in the classroom. Young analysts can cave to peer pressure about any number of beliefs. So they need to be reassured that individuality of thought is encouraged and embraced. The best analysts are able to process writing with haste, but remain accurate in weighing indicators of future events that could ultimately change their thesis. For example, you may plan to go to war, but if you have no plans to return home, then I think expanding influence and presence in the Middle East and Central Asia will eventually be a good thing for U.S. stability and security. Of course, I wrote this a few years ago. I don't know whether I think I'll change that. I'll change that ending, that is. So I'm going to end here, and I'll be back with part 2. Have a very nice weekend. Bye.